what's up, you guys? This is Two Woke Girls here. This is Estefany Cardenas.
And Wendy Garcia.
And today we're coming at you with some hot topics regarding Selena Gomez, Benny Blanco,
Justin Bieber, and Hailey Baldwin.
Yes, so let's get into it. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco just released their album together, I Said I Love You First, featuring 14 songs. This was released March 21st in 2025 this year. And she's already at the Billboard 100 with song number 19 featuring Younger and Hotter Than Me, number 29, Sunset Boulevard, and 91 at Call Me When You Break Up.
Yeah, the songs have definitely hit the waves with the youth, as they say. We have been hearing a lot of feedback from the songs that have been released, kind of referring to past relationships that Selena has been in.
Yeah, and not even that. We have witnessed, allegedly, a crash out from Justin Bieber responding to one of the songs specifically when it says, "How does it feel to be forgotten?" with his Instagram post saying, "Still relevant, boo." So, I mean, allegedly, right? We can't assume it's about that, but the dots are lining up, you know?
But did you see that Benny Blanco responded back to that post by posting like a white bread crying, like not crying. I don't know if it was like crying, but it was like a white piece of bread with the music in the back.
In the shower, right?
Yeah. And people were like, are they referring to Justin Bieber? Is he calling him like a piece of bread?
Plain white toast?
Could be. I mean, I don't doubt it. But the speculation is there for sure. The songs have been definitely hitting the Beliebers in their feels for the hatred against Selena, which has been ongoing for like ever.
And you know what? That's so crazy to me because I didn't think there was any Beliebers left.
We're hiding. We're hiding.
Are you a believer?
I mean, I was a believer back in like that Justin Bieber era. I do still like his music. I haven't really been on like a Belieber strike like now that I'm an adult, but in my teenager era I definitely was a Belieber. So seeing all of this is kind of like bringing back old memories from past music and albums that they've both dropped.
I feel like I was only ever a Belieber when he first came out, but so actually I thought he was a girl because his voice was so high back then. You know, I didn't, till I saw, you know, the MTV music videos, I was like, oh, it's a boy.
Everyone says that and I'm like, you know what? Okay. Like back then I would be so like apprehensive being like, what do you mean? Like, no, or whatever. Right. But now that I'm able to look at things from two different views or point of views, I get it.
Yeah, it was like a gender reveal party. I was like, what?
In the year 2009.
Yeah, so 2000 and late, you know? Like,
dude, taking it back old school.
Girl, don't reveal my age, but...
Me too, though. I'm with you there.
No, but the album has definitely been hitting, even for me. Like, some of her songs make me cry. Like, I'm just like, wow.
I really enjoyed the album. Like, I haven't listened to Selena's albums in years. Like, I don't think I've been like keeping up with her, but this album, it kind of brought back to me pop music. Like I like pop music, yes, but hearing the album I was like, wow, like I've been missing out a little bit because it's very like upbeat, but then there are some songs that like get you in your feels.
It's vulnerable, you know?
So I like it. I really enjoyed the album. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, 100 out of 10, 1,000 out of 10 honestly? Even. It was great. I honestly, and I feel like, not to get into it with newer pop stars, but I feel like they're missing that substance. Like it's all just catchy little tunes, which is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, but that shouldn't be the whole album.
Yeah. I feel like they're not talking about like deeper issues or like deeper feelings that obviously Selena has been talking about. But I definitely think that Benny Blanco brought a lot of his special skills into this album because he's a hit maker. Like,
oh, I know.
Hit maker.
DJ, turn it up, you know?
No, if we could play a song by him right now, I would. But
copyrights, you know? No, literally, like her songs are always so good. And I feel like her songs lately, like they remind me of when she made Lose You to Love Me. Like, it was just like it made you cry. Like, it was like everyone's breakup song that year.
That album, that whole era that she went through was insane. But I like one of her biggest songs that I felt like very well connected to was The Heart. The Heart Wants What It Wants. Just because as a teenager, you're going through the emotions of being a teen and boys and love and all of that. But having that song come out with the whole drama that she had been in with Justin Bieber, I don't know if you know the lore to that, but they had been off and on at that point. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I have it somewhere in here, that song came out in 2014 after one of like their most serious breakups. And she performed this song at the AMAs in front of like, obviously, everybody who's in the music industry. And that performance was so emotional. Like, you can feel like her feelings. You could feel her like sorrow, because the music, or that song specifically, is about the rocky patch of a breakup and having to like move on, even though the heart wants what it wants.
Exactly. And who can't relate to crappy exes? Like, I feel
everybody.
Like, girl, if you keep making songs, that's why Taylor's been in business so long.
Honestly,
Taylor Swift, she knows what's up. Everyone,
You know what? I'm not that big of a Swiftie. And I think that might have something to do with me being a Belieber. And like, because there's always been that tension between them. I'm going to assume that it's because of Selena, because Taylor and Selena are BFFs.
Yeah.
And then you have Justin Bieber breaking her heart, allegedly.
The bestie always knows.
Yeah. So I'm like, there's always been beef there. But I definitely, I agree. I'm like, her music hits for the same purpose.
Yeah. Not specifically for me, but my sister gets down with Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I'm like, I've only really kept up with like her older songs, like back when she first came out,
when she was still country.
Yeah, Teardrops to My Guitar era.
Oh,
that was country.
When she was acoustic.
We don't have that no more, that's for sure.
No. Country roads,
take me home
to the place.
So yeah, that the album has definitely re-piqued my interest in the whole drama between Justin, Selena, and Hailey.
Yeah. And you know what I think it is? I think people are so interested because it's so high school.
Yeah. It really is. Like, when you think about it, like, he is the epitome of a I can't say the word, but an F-boy.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like, playing with multiple women, dating off and on.
A womanizer.
A heartbreaker. As he literally described himself in one of his albums.
Exactly.
Heartbreaker. You know what? Speaking of heartbreaker, have you heard the Journals album by Justin Bieber?
No.
That one came out in like 2013, 2014. And it is my favorite album of his, period. That album included a couple of songs that he has confirmed are about Selena.
Yeah.
And they're hit. So it definitely has an R&B feel, which we love R&B.
Exactly.
With hip hop and pop, like perfect combo. But he has a song in the album that is very underrated. Like, I don't think many people know about that album, but I do. It's my favorite.
But you're a Belieber.
Because I guess, you know what? During that era, I definitely was a Belieber. But he has a song called All That Matters. And it was obviously written about Selena, because he mentioned that song was during a positive time in their relationship where, quote, she was all that mattered to him.
Isn't that so sweet?
Right?
But then it's like, how do they get from there to where they are now? And like, no shade on Justin, but he looks like he's going through it. And Selena is just glowing. And I get that. Like, she's healed. She's had her journey. But isn't that so crazy? Like, you could love someone so deeply, but it's just not enough.
Just to turn around and break their heart or break each other's hearts at that point. Because you know what? Maybe the believer side of me believes that they're meant to be, but obviously they're not, like in this day and age, because of whatever they went through. So it is a little sad to see, but it definitely is worrisome. Like looking at his reactions to like this new album, that Crash Out was wild.
Yeah.
Wild to say the least.
Exactly. And then to quote Selena, in 2 months you replaced us. So, you know, and she even spoke, she was on Hot Ones recently being interviewed by Sean Evans. And she said when she wrote Lose You to Love Me, like it was one of her most powerful songs that she believes was her first #1, even if it wasn't. Because I feel like that was really like the turning point for her to like just be done with like Justin and like everything. And at that point too, I think that was around the time she had also kind of stopped music and started doing more acting, you know, and she's doing great.
She's healing. She's healing very well. And I like seeing her getting to a point in her life now that she's able to like be open with us again. Because for a while, like after the ultimate breakup that ended them in like I think 2018, like that was like the last of the last. She went back into, I don't want to say rehab, but that's what she called it, like a rehab facility for her mental health. So now that we flash forward to 2025, she's over here making these amazing music albums
with her fiance.
Who would have thought?
Who like, is so adorable, by the way.
He's very funny, I will say. But as a guy, like he is very much what a woman wants in like life.
He's emotionally intelligent, and I think that's where like so many people are just like amazed with him, because honestly, Benny Blanco has never really been in the public eye. Like he has, but not really so apparent
behind the scenes, you know. I feel like
and it's just like, where have you been? Like, why were you hiding, Benny?
For who have you been dating? Like, what is the
girl? That's the real tea. Where are those songs, Benny? Huh?
Yeah, but you know what?
Just kidding.
He has. I don't know how much he knows about like the Justin Selena drama, because he actually worked with both of them while they were like in their off and on era.
Yeah.
So one could imagine, what were you up to while they were doing that? Was he like low-key crushing on her, trying to get at her, and then like now the opportunity like came and he took it, or what been going on? I don't know much about him like that.
You know what? I don't know, but I know him and Selena have made songs together in the past. Like this isn't like something new that he just entered her life. Like they've been like quote unquote co-workers for quite a few years.
Yeah.
And I feel like because of the industry they're in, like they only know each other. So there's only so many options.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. There's not much out there, especially when you're in the public eye as much as they are. Like your options, while they're not limited, they're not like open. Yeah, you could date a normal person like us.
Yeah.
But the probability of that like relationship lasting, I don't think is high. But then also same thing could be said with dating like a high profile person. Like there's just no winning. I think you have to create that genuine connection, which apparently she has with Benny Blanco, and I like that.
Yeah.
It's comforting. It gives hope to us.
I know. I'm honestly, I hope their wedding is broadcasted.
Yeah.
Because I've been loving the vibe that Selena Gomez has been giving with like the old Hollywood glam.
Yes.
It's just, it suits her so well. And I could only imagine what their wedding's going to look like. I 100% think it's like going to be a millennial, quirky, fun little wedding with like glam, you know?
Romantic. But you know, I could definitely see that. I don't know if you, you probably heard her song Ojos Tristes.
Oh, yes.
Which with the Marias.
I love
First of all,
them.
that's my favorite song on the album. But that kind of brought those nostalgic feelings that you're referring to. Like, it brought it back. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in like my 2009 era again.
Dang.
You know, I'm just aging myself out here.
We're all aging. Damn, maybe we should stop saying years.
Yeah, you did.
We're just back then.
Let's just say a month ago or something.
A little while back.
But I am intrigued to see how or when they decide to get married, because I don't think they've been very vocal like about we're gonna get married this date. You know, like I think they're gonna kind of drop a bomb on us, kind of like how Justin and Haley got married in like 2 months, but then being back together. I feel like obviously they're gonna take their time a little bit better, but I don't think we're gonna know until they're
but you know what? Justin Bieber and Haley also broadcast their wedding. Like they released the whole footage, you know? And I wonder if she's gonna do the same. I would love to see it. I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to see her wedding.
That would be great. I would love a wedding.
Yeah, but also I feel like as a celebrity, you just want to keep some things private, which 100% respect.
I agree.
You know, let her live her life, but also I want to see it.
Yeah, at least pictures of the dress. You know, I would love to see like her whole look. I'm sure she's gonna be wearing her makeup brand on her day, of course.
Exactly, of course.
Why was she not?
It's Selena.
Why was she not? Why was she not? But did you hear how allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly here, Justin called Selena the day of his wedding like 22 times. She literally wrote that in one of her songs. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but she wrote how someone called her. She didn't say who, leaving it for us to talk about right now.
Let's be real though. Of her exes that have gotten married, who's there?
Who got married?
It's Justin. Okay.
In 2 months.
If we connect the
dots connect and they create that perfect picture that is him.
Yeah.
But that's insane. Like 22 missed calls on the day of your wedding to somebody else.
If I was Haley, I would not have married that man.
I would have crashed out.
Same.
I would have been like,
and the paparazzi's there, so I would have made it epic.
You know, that would make me wonder if I were Haley, what is he getting married to me for? Or maybe she already knew his feelings and she got into it as kind of a business deal, arranged marriage type of thing.
You know, I've heard the fans talk. The fans saying that it's a green card marriage because he's Canadian.
But you know what? It would make sense too. There's the lore out there that us Beliebers and Selena fans know that they were actually gonna get married before Justin ended up mailing Haley. And now, when you think about it, the only assumption could be maybe he did need that green card or whatever visa to like be here.
Yeah, but you know what?
Married like in 2 months.
Exactly, but that was also around the time he kept getting like those DUIs.
That's true.
The like public urination, public indecency.
Dude, that was
Do you remember?
That was like 2013, 2014. Yes. Oh my gosh, that is a whole other mess that he got into. Have you seen that video of them in allegedly Skid Row looking for a score? I saw that video. I don't think it is Skid Row. It might be like another, like Huntington Park, MacArthur Park. I don't know, but it's a very sketchy area that two celebrities of that like height should not be found in. And they were literally out there. There's videos all over the internet of them together, like looking for something. If you can catch my drift.
I sure can.
What are they doing out there in like the middle of the night?
Exactly.
Definitely, I feel like that cultivated them into their destructive eras. They were together when this was coming out about them going looking for something, and then they broke up, and then she goes into a rehab center. He goes to church where he ultimately meets Hailey Bieber
at church. I want a church girl that go to church.
A church that is more like a cult. Have you heard of that?
Which
church?
One? Scientology?
It's close.
What is it called?
It's called Hillsong Church.
Oh, girl, that sounds sketchy.
That is a whole other thing. But that church is where him and Selena used to go before like they broke up, and then they broke up. He kept going, and then Hailey Bieber, or not Hailey Bieber, I don't like referring to her as Hailey Bieber, Hailey Baldwin,
The Baldwins,
began going to that church to ultimately maybe like create that connection. But maybe she's been there all along.
girl.
She's been in the shadows of that relationship since, let me check 2009.
Pull the dates. 2009.
2009. That was when Justin first met Selena and Hailey. So they met around the same time. Then in like 2010, Justin started being like, oh, you know, Selena's my dream girl. Like, I want to be with her, whatever.
Hailey, though, everyone's dream girl.
That was her peak. Like,
you either wanted to be her or be with her.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
Exact, girl. I wanted to be her so bad on Wizards.
She looks so good. She looks so good.
She still looks so good. Yeah. She's amazing.
She is. She's amazing. She's an amazing person. But they've definitely been mingling with each other for decades, apparently, from 2009 to 2020.
It's been decades.
Yeah.
Decades.
Plural. Plural.
Not one, two people.
Yeah, we're in that
decades.
second era, or second time. But yeah, they've been, or Hailey has been, some would say, stalking Justin and obsessed with Selena. There are old tweets of Hailey in support of Justin and Selena's relationship. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm Team Jaylee all the way.
I've seen those tweets.
And then to come around 10 years, 15 years later to get married with him.
Either she's a witch or she manifested so hard.
Or it is an arranged marriage. Like, those are the only three options.
You think so? You don't think they're just in love? They found each other, lovey-doveys?
Someone in love would not call another person 22 times on their marriage day. But what do I know? What do I know?
Dang.
If you think about it, it's wild.
Yeah. What we've established is that Justin was never the prize.
He never was. He was very much with a lot of women that should have kind of been a red flag to Selena, which ultimately was one of like her like ends to it. She was like, no, that's too much, because he was literally out there with everybody, anybody, back and forth from Hailey and Selena to Kendall Jenner.
Oh, yeah.
To Sophia Richie.
Oh, my God. Do you remember those Snapchat days?
Dude, that
everyone was
era.
So messy on Snapchat. I wish it was still popping how it was.
Yeah. No. Well, no, yeah. I feel like it's not like that anymore. These pop girls don't have none of that. Maybe Sabrina Carpenter. She's kind of getting in there, but not to the Selena Gomez.
She's not at the status yet. No hate on Sabrina. Like, she's doing her thing, but I feel like she's not pop star level.
Not yet.
She's definitely a pop artist.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
But I feel like, pop star to me is like someone everybody knows. Like Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, you know, like big pop stars. Like, I feel like the artists these days are just really like indie artists.
It's very like
independent,
fast paced. Like, everything in this day and age is like so fast paced. Like, one day you could be like at the top, and then the next week you're like at the bottom of the charts.
Exactly.
So bad. But I don't know if that is like something that us as a public has created, or if it's just something that like the labels and stuff cannot keep up with, like the demand or lack of demand, because I don't think they know how to navigate that. People used to be like diehard fans for like Nicki Minaj. You have her Barbs that are still out here. Yeah. Justin Bieber with Beliebers who are still out here. Taylor Swift.
You know what it is?
Nothing like that.
I think the artists are not artisting anymore because there's an oversaturation of artists available.
I agree.
It started with SoundCloud and now Spotify artists, and just anyone can release any music.
TikTok.
TikTok now. What's that girl's name from TikTok?
I don't even know. But I know who you're
Tate
talking about.
McRae. Is she the one?
She's one of them. I know the other one, Addison Rae. She's was a TikTok star.
Oh, it's not Addison Rae or Addison Beer?
No, Addison Rae. I think you're referring to Madison Beer, but she's been around since Justin Bieber. You know, she actually dated Justin Bieber too. Allegedly.
Madison or Addison?
Madison.
Madison
Beer. They were assigned to the same like manager, Scooter Braun. Oh, that's a whole other story there. That is like a deep dive into the dark side of music industry, but that's for another day.
Are we referring to P. Diddy?
We are. We are.
Alleged.
Wow.
P. Diddy.
But I mean, there is footage.
I know.
P.
Is it
Diddy.
even so alleged these days?
At this point, no. That trial is still ongoing, but in the court of public opinion, guilty. That's what everyone's saying. He's guilty.
There's no way he's gonna get away not guilty. There's no way.
There's no amount of money that I feel like can get rid of that charge.
Not even just him, but other artists that have opened up about it. And then you look back at the timelines and their songs and what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And everything they reference in the videos. Justin Bieber's Yummy.
Yeah.
Lines up perfectly with his old mansion.
But that kind of brings it back to back when Justin Bieber was first starting off. He was barely like, he was getting views on YouTube. That is how his come up came up. And then Usher was the one who discovered him.
Yeah.
So, okay, Usher is going to be his mentor, whatever, that's fine. But turns out that Usher's mentor was P. Diddy. So you have that weird connection right there. And how does a 15-year-old child learn how to navigate these adult relationships? Like, you don't know what you can and can't do, especially if you're trying to break into the industry. Like, you'll do anything. And I feel like maybe that happened with him.
And he was left alone with these men for periods of time. And here's the thing, not to open this can of worms, but if he was a 15-year-old girl, the public would not be so okay with a 15-year-old girl being with Usher and P. Diddy all the time, touring without the parents. Like, you know, like, not to get into that, but men, this is another issue.
This is.
We're getting off topic. But you know what? Equal rights for everybody. Okay, sexual abuse could happen to women and men.
Exactly.
And I feel like everyone turns the eye when it's a boy because it's like, oh, it's a boy, nothing's gonna happen. No, boys need to be protected just as much as girls. And I feel like that's where we're failing.
Yeah.
And then we don't take it seriously when they do come forward. And I feel like that's kind of why he's also crashing out. I feel like that's why he got. I feel like that's why he got to that level. And then with Selena and now being engaged with Benny Blanco, this wonderful man, like, they're living their life to the fullest. And I feel like it just triggered something in him.
There's too much. There's an overwhelming amount of emotions that he has to deal with because allegedly he did have that connection. There is a clip out there where P. Diddy is asking Justin Bieber, when are you gonna come to my house? So it's just like, what we're just like, what happened in there? What happened in that house that he's referring to that Justin now does not want to go back to? Then you cut to him going through this abusive, destructive cycle within himself, getting hooked on partying and going out and everything that comes with partying. Then you got him breaking women's hearts, creating those terrible relationships that can be classified as abusive.
Yeah.
They were described by her like that.
You know what? He's not the only one in the industry that's had similar situations, because there's other people and they didn't turn out that way. Not to hate.
Not that we know of, at least.
No hate. But like Selena, for example, they grew up together. They were in relationships together. And look at her now compared to him.
Yeah. She was able to get herself out.
Exactly. And I feel like it really just depends on the person. Like if they're able to manage their life or not.
Yeah.
Because his crash out right now, it could be like everything that happened maybe with P. Diddy and stuff, but we also don't know. Selena was always with him. It could have also included her. We don't know that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But to come out and be kind of him and Haley, I hate to say, kind of negative towards Selena and Benny and their engagement and all this. And not even to mention, do you remember when Selena had released her movie, her docuseries of My Mind and Me? Yeah. And before, she literally said she was going to release it in October of 2022. And then Hailey went and did a podcast in November, kind of, I guess, precautionary tales, like just to release her side of the story. And the docuseries had nothing to do with her.
She was just trying to take her spotlight.
No.
I think Hailey might be in a make-believe competition with Selena.
I think she is, because you know what else I saw? That podcast with, I believe it's called Call Her Daddy. It was reposted 2 months ago after Selena announced her engagement with Benny Blanco. And then if you go on the Spotify, the release date is the more recent date. They don't have the old date from 2022. But if you look on Call Her Daddy's Instagram, they have the release date of the original
from 2022.
And they like buried it to make it more relevant to her engagement, which is insane.
Anything for the views.
It's insane.
What's going on?
Let Selena be happy. Let her have her moment. She released her album. She wants to like share her love stories, her heartbreaks, and move on and be engaged. And here they come again.
They
come right back in.
Taking her back into that cycle of nonstop, like, obsession.
And it's like, girl,
it's an obsession at this point from both. You have it from Hailey, who has been trying to
stay relevant with it.
Trying to be who Selena is. She's did the cooking show. Both of them did a cooking show.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Selena dropped it first. Then here comes Hailey.
Exactly.
No, it's ridiculous. It's definitely an obsession when you get to like those consistent levels of trying to constantly like
but you
top
know what's
the other
crazy?
one.
She has done almost everything the same as Selena, but I always forget that she's done it.
Yeah.
There's like no X factor. There's nothing there for me to like
Nothing
remember
genuine.
it.
There's no like humanity like from those clips or anything like that. Like you can tell that cooking show is scripted.
Yeah, so
a little bit.
Girl. So I've seen Selena's cooking show. It's so funny. Like the chefs, and she's a little mess in the kitchen. But I love that because I am too, girl. I burn half my food.
Me.
No, but so I do remember I saw a clip actually. It was like on TikTok or something. It was her and Kendall. They were making guacamole. That was like the whole dish. And I was like, girl,
the whole time.
This is like the whole episode. You're making guacamole, like your famous guacamole. That's crazy. And then Selena, though, she was like cooking like oxtails. She was learning how to like cook lobster, gut fish, like actual cooking.
She's learning how to cook.
She was really trying out there.
And Hailey with her poor guacamole.
Chips and guac. Girl, get that at the store. Like,
no,
what are you
at that point?
What are you talking
about? At that
about?
point, you get that pre-made. No, but that competition is insane. I can only imagine it's not good for any of their mental health. Like Selena has had health issues in the past with her lupus diagnosis, and just imagine dealing with this ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend that are constantly talking about you, constantly looking at your pictures, liking your pictures. That is insane.
What's crazy is they're married. Like, can you imagine? Like, of the normal people, you and me, a married couple being that obsessed with another
someone
couple.
else, and they have a child.
Oh my God, I forgot they had a child. That's how much they don't even show their child.
Yeah, they don't. And you know what? That maybe Justin did not want that baby. Maybe she trapped him. I don't know. Because there's pictures out there of him with the baby that don't look like a genuine connection between both, you know?
Well, you know, postpartum depression also hits men.
And it could be.
So it could be if he wasn't ready for that change. But, you know, who are we to say? But yeah, I couldn't imagine like someone in my life today, not a celebrity, being so obsessed with like me and another couple. Like,
no, that'd be wild.
That'd be Like,
that would be
I
like
would
a
call
red
the
flag.
cops.
That's
I
a
would
red
call
flag.
the police.
Yeah.
Like, what are you?
Red
Leave me alone.
flag, red flag.
Exactly.
I need a red flag. I'm gonna have to bring me a red flag because a lot of
flags.
this right here is a big red flag that I'm sure. Well, obviously Selena found the red flag and she left. She's like, bye.
And she found the biggest green flag the
Ever.
world has ever seen.
Ever. What a man.
And I am just so happy for their album, for their engagement. And I am so glad he brought her back to music. I hope we see more tours, more music from them together.
So. I like the music. They definitely need to keep making it.
But exactly. But on that, we'll end on a happy note. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. And again, this was Two Woke Girls, Estefany and
Wendy.
All right. See you next time. Bye.
Pray for Justin, guys.
Oh, God. Pray for
him.
Justin. Pray for everybody. What's that church? Holy Hillside.
Hillsong Church.
Hillsong on the church. All right.
Okay,
bye,
bye,
guys.